Hi guys, welcome back to Amy's Art Table. Today we're going to work on this nice little ocean scene. You'll need your watercolors and some watercolor paper. And let's grab our supplies and get started. Okay, so if you've purchased one of my kits, you would have received a copy on watercolor paper of this nice little ocean scene with a ship. This is part of the Sea Life kit. I'll go ahead and link it in the notes for this video if you would like to purchase one. It comes with a whole bunch of really cool and fun sea life painting things for the art kit. So we'll go ahead and get started. If you do not have the kit and you would like to quickly sketch this out, a little ship, some ocean waves, the bottom of the ocean, some coral, you can do a nice quick little easy sketch with a waterproof pen, and then you'll be caught up to where we are. Or again, you can purchase my kit, which includes this on watercolor paper. All right, so I want to start with the ocean. This is going to be a pretty simple painting. It won't take us too long. You can see that my ink bled here because this was just a sketch that I did. And so hoping that now that I've copied it on the watercolor paper, it won't bleed as I show you guys. So start out with a little bit of wet on wet watercolor. So I'm going to go ahead and paint the ocean with water, just clear water to start with. A medium-sized brush. Just do some really fun little blending techniques today. Keeping it super simple. If you purchase the Sea Life kit, you might get a little bit of bleeding from your copy of the watercolor, and that's okay. I really think that even though this one bled more than I had wanted, it still turned out very cool. So if yours turns out like this, it's still great. Look at it. You can still see exactly what everything is. And if we get a little bleeding on this, it'll be okay too. All right, so this is great for any age, this watercolor, I would say. I'm still painting the ocean with just water to start with. So that's what I'm working on so far. And then we're gonna pick about 2 or 3 different blues. Let's see, I'm gonna grab more of a pointed brush here if I have one. Yes, okay. Medium-sized watercolor brush here. Okay, we're going to use a couple different colors of blue and just going to start dropping and letting these bleed along the waves here. So the ocean never really appears to be just one color. If you look at it, it's got dark bits and light bits and all different colors because the light is always shining through. There's also things like storms that create even darker water that churn up the water. So I'm going to leave it to you what colors you want to pick. But I'm going to start with that dark blue and then I'm going to move over to more of a teal color. So I'm going to drop in bits of this. And I'm just going to play and have fun with this ocean. Just try to make it nice and blendy here. You want to add another blue color that is cool too. It's your ocean. Blend as much as you would like. Or keep it solid colors if you like that look too. Again, if you purchase the kit that goes along with this, you'll have Sea Life little cutout animals. Lots of different things. There's a starfish with some sand. There's several different projects. There's a big shark. Lots and lots of fun. But if you have the small sea animals, you can also paint those and then add them to this scene. So it sort of becomes a paint and play scene. Okay, so my ocean is coming together. I'm liking this blending effect here. And now, while this is drying, I'm going to go ahead and start doing the same thing, wet on wet watercolor. So painting with water up in the sky. I like to work on different pieces one at a time so that they're not just all blending together, which blending can be great. And I love blending. If you've seen any of my other videos, you'll know that I absolutely love to work with blending and wet on wet watercolor. But when you're working on a painting like this, you kind of want to take some time on each section so that they're not all completely blended together. All right, so I've got my my sky nice and prepped here. And I'm going to use yet a different color blue. This time I'm going to go with a lighter sky blue. I'm going to start doing the same thing, just dropping in bits here and there. If it gets too dry, you can add more water. Try to get some sort of a cloud effect here for you. So just lighter pieces and darker spots. Adding more color and more water until you are liking what you see. If you want to have more of a cloud effect, you're going to leave more spaces that are white. You could even add in some gray if you wanted to make sort of a stormy effect. All right, so I'm liking this. And again, it's just your preference. Stop whenever you feel like you like it, okay? A real quick, easy portion will be to add some wood color to the boat here. I'm not really going to run into much if I am painting the boat, so I'll just add this wood color. I'm going to just leave my sails white, but you could come back later and paint your sails a different color if you would like. All right, so I'm rinsing out my brush pretty thoroughly here because I'm going to go on to the bottom with a sand color. Make your sand as light or as dark as you'd like. I'm going to use a nice medium tan tone here. And this time I'm not going to do wet on wet watercolor. I'm just going to paint nice even strokes along the bottom of the ocean floor. This is going to be a super simple and quick watercolor. I hope that you're enjoying it. And now you also can use this blending technique to make more oceans and skies. Okay, so we have the ocean floor. Let that dry for just a bit. Let's work on the tops of these waves. If yours happens to be bleeding and blending a lot from the ink, then you're already going to have this effect of this bleeding here. But if yours isn't, which it looks like this copy is doing quite well, I'm going to just choose a slightly darker, different blue. So I want to go with like a deeper tone here. We can choose to go right along the waves and outline them, or we can just drop in some color. These pretty much look like storm waves, I would say. So feel free to add a bit of gray here if you'd like. Right. And I'm not really trying to stay in the lines here. I'm just painting in a leisurely way, which I hope you'll do the same. When we get close to the ocean portion that we've already dropped in, we can go ahead and blend that up. Fill in those missing parts there, even if it's a different color. Like mine is a slightly different color blue, although they're looking similar. I use this darker blue, but these are kind of bleeding together, but it gives it a nice effect of the ocean. It looks sort of seamless versus it being like really light and really dark in different places. So I like it so far. All right, and then lastly, we'll just try to get maybe a slightly smaller brush and add some coral here. Looks like we have green, dark pink, yellow. So I'll try to stick with some of those brighter colors. So a nice green. Well, let's do a really green here on the end with a nice little pointed brush. All right. All right, then next up, we'll just let's try this nice pink color, magenta color. All right, love that. Nice and bright. It's all right if it bleeds just a bit, kind of gives it a little bit of character. Coral is widespread so and misshapen, so it does actually go with the ocean. And then lastly, just go with a nice dark yellow. And there you have it. This simple little ocean scene is complete. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you'll try out my kits. You can find me on Instagram and Etsy, both under Amy's Art Table. And of course, if you like to do watercolor videos, please check back and check out some of my other videos. So have a great day, guys, and I hope you enjoy this watercolor and the kit.